Okay, now this one's going to be interesting, but check the link in the description box and actually go watch some of the other videos that I've made about this content. Um, so I just want to give my 2 cents on cohabitation agreements. What are cohabitation agreements? Okay, and when is it necessary? This is the question that I'm just going to very very quickly break down. Okay, so the big idea here is you meet somebody, you've gone on your like cheesecake factory vetting dates or whatever, and you're like, okay, this person's great. You both decide that you want to be in a relationship with them. If it actually gets to this point, which it most likely, like, I just feel like a lot of people have like waken up to this idea of like how many people would like not meet the bar to be like relationship worthy, um men and women alike. Okay, so let's say the person is met the bar, you guys really feel like let's take it to the next step. um the reason that you need a cohabitation agreement is there's just some things that they most of the time they're like value driven things, like you really figure out that like you want kids, he doesn't want kids, he wants kids, you don't want kids. Like you get a new job offer in a whole different city, you want to go, he's like I've got to stay. Something in life, right, that is like kind of a deal breaker where like you guys just can't, you cannot see eye to eye about it, and it's not going to get better, and so you realize that you have to break up. Now that's a part when people, especially like people who are older than you, however old you are, people who are older than you, when they say these like really vague things like life is gonna keep lifing, life is gonna keep lifing, people say shit like that and they don't really make it clear what they're talking about. That's what they're talking about. Like, most of us living in the real world, we're gonna work, like we're gonna have jobs, we're gonna get like further in our careers, we're gonna like have more money just by the fact of like being alive, and as you buy more things, you get like, you go from like a smaller apartment, maybe a bigger apartment, a smaller car, a bus pass, to a car, a bigger car, like whatever it is, you're gonna have more over time as you keep working, as you have more money. So, as you're making this, like, and the other thing is like, life is never just like bland and simple. Like, you are going to have to make decisions, and some of those decisions are going to be hard just because, like, you can't do everything at the same time. Also, usually things don't arrive in like pretty glittery packages and just are handed to you. Like, you have to work really hard for them, and then there's also probably some like stipulations that come with having it, some responsibility that you have to take on to manage it. Anyway, so the point of the cohabitation agreement is for you and your partner to say, like, okay, like if we break up, here's what's going to happen. Like, most of the time, you both will have like jobs. Like in this day and age, probably both of you guys will have jobs, but there's always that like, let's say you break up on a Saturday, you guys decide to end the relationship. Apartment leases, they don't just end simply because you two no longer see eye to eye. So there probably needs to be something in the cohabitation agreement which stipulates like, we have a 2 month gap, or like when the lease ends, this is when, both people will be required to move out. Like, now we will have to move from like lovers to just roommates. Something like that. Or if you own a property together, if you go into a property together and you break up on Saturday, how long does X person have to move out? When you don't have these cohabitation agreements, it's usually the woman, because typically women are the ones who like aren't working, so they weren't doing things with their careers, they might not have a nest egg or anything like saved up. Literally, it's really hard for them to just go back into society on like a Monday. Like, everyone doesn't have the ability to just move back in with their parents, and realistically, like, you shouldn't have to do that. Like, it's great if you come from a wealthier family. Yes, you can just rely on your family and your own wealth, your trust fund or whatever, to be like your backup plan, okay? But for most of us who don't have trust funds, I don't know why everybody thinks I'm a trust fund baby. I'm not a trust fund baby, to make it clear. I will say, like, my godfather left me some money, but even that, that's a story I will get into on another day. Um, where was I going with this? Oh, yeah. So just having that agreement in place makes it very clear, like, if and when you break up, because most likely the if you're not married to, like, another thing I want to let you guys make it very clear for you guys to understand, like, if you're not that person who was in, like, a pretty long-term relationship in college and, like, you're still with that person, the people that you're dating right now probably won't be your person. Like, a lot of people, most people find their person pretty young and they stay with that person. Like, they're like, being with a decent person isn't as hard as, like, I think a lot of people are trying to make some of you guys believe. Oh, this person has to be all, like, there's some things that, like, men are maybe, not all men, I feel like men who are decent, like, especially like in this part of the world, like where I live now, all men have ugly girlfriends. Like, this is just like a normal thing. Like, men have ugly girlfriends. They live with them. They buy them shit. They take them places. They're all ugly and fat. They are still out here. Okay, they're still manipulating. They're still having children with them. Not everybody, but I would say like 80%. Like, I don't even know where the attractive women in society went. Lots of them have their own apartments. Like, they're just single, having an apartment like me. So I don't know what media will have you believing about Snow Fairy and Snow White or whatever that shit is. Normalize being in an apartment with a cat, because it's like the safest path. Like, I'm not saying all pretty girls are on OnlyFans, but it does seem like a very large majority of physically attractive people are resulting to sex work. I'm not sure if it's because it's like, I don't know what it is, but in normal society, most of the people right now are pretty unattractive. Like, they just are. So, yes, the cohabitation agreement is necessary. I also wanted to talk kind of very briefly about, like, the economic reasons that people should be in relationships. Now, there's another conversation about this, like, 50-50 thing. Should men be doing 50-50? um I don't know. I don't know, because, like, here's a thing. Like, with if you live in America, at least, and really if you live in any, like, pretty modern city on planet Earth, like, you have washing machines, you have the internet, you know, you have grocery delivery services, and you could, if you both have jobs, you could pretty much go out to eat every night. So, like, why wouldn't both people have jobs and an income? It's like, what, why? Unless you are literally at the point where you're having kids, and then in that case it might make sense for the mom to stay home and take care of the kids, which is a job. That's a job. So there definitely shouldn't be an expectation for a person who is momming to also have a job. That's ridiculous. An expectation. Career driven women who are, like, you know, lawyers or something, doctors, who have, like, a passion for their work and are literally contributing to society, and therefore they have, like, nannies or someone else who helps to take care of the kids. That's a real thing. That is very common in middle class families. So, you know, I'm not degrading that, but, like, for average women who are just working, like, low wage jobs initially to just pay their own very minor bills, like a cell phone or something, or a car, gas, to put gas in a car, those types of things. Yeah, I don't know how there could be an expectation for, like, those women to also, it's like, work and take care of the kids and do all the shit. Things cost money, including, like, nannies cost money, women cost money. Also, it brings a lot of benefit to a male to have a woman living with him. To have a female partner, she brings vagina, like pussy, and her feminineness. That's like, that is something that, if it's not clear, men are forced to pay for when they don't have it. Like, men who are unpartnered, they don't have those things. women, as you see, who are unpartnered, we seem to have books and cats, and it's enough. So like I'm not saying that those things aren't equal. And yeah, a cohabitation agreement is necessary. So yeah.